But first of all, thanks for coming tonight. And if I haven't had a chance to say to you, I know it's well into February, but Happy New Year. Though I can be pretty honest with you and say, I don't think it's going to be a bright, prosperous year this year or next or the one after. And there are many sound reasons for that. But for some people who follow international events, particularly in terms of finance and the economy, there is nothing other than hype and optimism on the part of people whose business is to be optimistic. That's really underpinning much of the world's economy at this point in time, and America's in particular, where you have one of the most disgraceful series of events leading to the greatest recession since the Wall Street crash of 1929, repeating itself shortly after the October, you recall, 1987 crash. Within a young person's lifetime, we had the worst obscenities of abuse of public trust repeating themselves in the United States and around the rest of the world as well. And here, where you saw 33 finance houses go down, owing hundreds of millions of dollars to mainly old people who have no chance to recuperate that loss and who had surely the entitlement to think that the system was being run in a transparent and accountable way where they would be safeguarded. And there we are today, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from the terrible share market crash of 1987, Black October, as it was. And then here we are, 2008, 9, and here comes the second biggest one since the Wall Street crash. Mind you, ask yourself this. Whether you're a radical or you're a conservative, and whether you like to believe institutions and to back your own culture, how can you possibly have the wealthiest country in the world where a critical component of the federal bank and the 12 banks under it are all privately owned? Now, you heard the word federal bank, Bank of Australia, Bank of England, Bank of New Zealand. You'd expect, as chairman of the federal bank, that is, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, you'd expect to be owned by the people, but not in the case of the United States. It's owned privately. And there they have been printing money at the behest of the president. I'm not criticising him. At the behest of the president, right? And based on what? I mean, have we discovered more minerals, more gold, more silver to underpin this currency? No. It's all based on future Americans' worth and that of the Western world in particular. That is based on the credit of workers, wherever they are in the economy, from the top to the bottom, future earning capacity over the next 30 years. Now, when I was a young person, which is a few years ago, there was a party in New Zealand called social credit, the A plus B theory. And at that time, you recall, all the Labour and National Party members used to call it funny money. Now, there's nothing wrong with the people's credit. And let me tell you the combination of great leaders and disastrous leaders who have used it. Roosevelt did, with the New Deal, when he became the president after the Great Depression, turned America around. Hitler had already done that, of course, using the people's credit in Germany. As in a marginal way, so had one Benito Mussolini in Italy. But you can actually base expenditure now, as Keynes, the great economist, said, on future earnings. But if you're going to do that, the beneficiary has got to be the people. It cannot be one family or one group of lucky people at the very top. All these things do is give capitalism a shocking name. And above all, it is not responsible capitalism in any way, shape or form.